Have you ever felt like something was watching you when you were completely alone? I did. And I wish I had never stepped foot into room 428. It started as a joke. A dare, really. Ohio University is famous for its ghosts. But Wilson Hall? That place is different. Haunted dorms, urban legends. Students eat that stuff up. But room 428? That's the one place they don't joke about. It's sealed. Off limits. But that night, the door wasn't locked. I don't know what possessed me to go inside. Maybe it was peer pressure. Maybe it was curiosity. Or maybe something wanted me there. The room was freezing, like stepping into a meat locker. The air was thick, heavy, wrong. My flashlight flickered, casting long, jagged shadows across the peeling walls. The furniture was gone, just an empty, hollow space. But the smell, it was the first thing that made my stomach turn. Damp, rotting wood. And something else. Something metallic, like blood. Then the whispers started. I spun around. No one. Just me in the dark. But I swear, I heard a voice. A girl's voice. Software. Faint. Almost chanting. And then the door slammed shut. My heart leaped into my throat. I rushed back to the door, grabbing the handle. It wouldn't budge. My breath came in ragged gasps as I pounded against the wood. Let me out. Let me out. But the room had other plans. I turned slowly. The shadows. Oh, God. The shadows. They weren't just still. They were shifting, crawling along the walls like living ink, stretching towards me. And in the center of the room, there she stood. A girl. Her hair matted. Her face pale. Eyes black voids staring into mine. And she smiled. I don't remember screaming, but I know I did. The room convulsed around me. My flashlight shattered. A force, cold, unseen, shoved me back against the wall. My body wouldn't move, wouldn't listen. The whispers became a roar, deafening, terrifying. And then, she spoke. You shouldn't be here. And that's when I understood. She was the one. The girl who died here. The one who practiced rituals, trying to reach something from beyond. And something answered. Something that never left. And everything went black. I woke up outside the building, sprawled on the cold pavement. My friends were shaking me, their faces pale. We heard you screaming, they said. But when we opened the door, the room was empty. You weren't there. But I was. I was. And so was she. Room 428 remains sealed. The university won't talk about it. But I know what I saw. What I felt. And sometimes at night, I still hear the whispers. You shouldn't be here. Do you believe in ghosts? Because after that night, I do. It started as a stupid dare. A group of us, college kids who thought we were fearless, decided to spend the night at Penhurst Asylum. A decaying relic, standing alone in the Pennsylvania woods, its past soaked in the screams of the forgotten. They called it a hospital, but we all knew the truth. It was a prison for the unwanted, a place where the mentally ill were locked away, neglected, and, if the rumors were true, tortured. The state shut it down decades ago, but Penhurst never let go of the souls trapped inside. We arrived just before midnight. The air was thick, humid, wrong. The building loomed ahead, its shattered windows staring down at us like empty eye sockets. The iron gates groaned as we pushed them open, a sound that sent an unexpected chill down my spine. That was the first sign we should have left. Inside, The stench of mildew and decay clung to the walls. Peeling paint curled like dead skin, and broken wheelchairs sat abandoned in the hallways, frozen in time. I gripped my flashlight tighter. I wasn't afraid. Not yet. Then came the whispers. At first, I thought it was one of my friends, but the voices were coming from nowhere. Soft. Pleading. Words I couldn't quite make out. The others heard them too. "Hello?" one of them called out. Silence. Then, footsteps. Rapid. Behind us. We spun around. No one there. Just darkness stretching down the hall. "Guys, maybe we should..." The door behind us slammed shut. I felt it then. Cold fingers brushing against my arm. Not wind. Not a trick of the mind. Someone was there. Panic surged in my chest. My heart pounded in my ears. "Let's get out of here," I shouted. But the asylum wasn't done with us yet. As we ran, a shadow moved at the end of the hallway. Not a person. Not something human. It stood there motionless, its head tilted at an unnatural angle. And then, it charged. The hallway lights, long dead, flickered violently, casting glimpses of something impossibly fast, impossibly wrong. We sprinted, but the floor felt endless, stretching impossibly long as if Pennhurst itself was holding us inside. And then, just as suddenly as it started, the lights died again. Silence. We stumbled out into the night, gasping, our bodies shaking. Behind us, the asylum stood as still as ever. But I swear, as we backed away, I saw something in the window. A face, twisted in agony, watching. We never spoke about that night again. But sometimes in the dead of night, I hear those whispers. And I wonder, did we leave Pennhurst? Or did Pennhurst leave something in us? Do you hear that? That scream? I did, and I'll never forget it. I never should have gone into that tunnel. You know how high school dares go. Stupid, reckless, and often regrettable. That night, it was my turn. I stood at the mouth of the screaming tunnel, a forgotten, crumbling passageway just outside Niagara Falls. The air was thick with dampness, and the deeper I looked into the tunnel, the more the darkness seemed to stretch endlessly. The walls, slick with moisture, glistened like something alive. Pause. Then, in a near whisper, "They say a little girl was burned alive here. They say, if you strike a match inside, she screams. I wish I hadn't lit that match." The moment the flame flickered to life, the temperature plummeted. I mean, instantly. My breath turned to mist, my hands trembled. And then, pause. The flame flickered violently, like something was breathing on it. Then I heard it. At first, it was distant, like a whimper carried by the wind. But it grew louder, closer, until it turned into a full, raw, blood-curdling scream. It wasn't human. It was something twisted, something unnatural. I ran. I don't remember how my legs moved, but I sprinted faster than I ever had before. But the worst part? The sound didn't stay behind me. It followed me. It chased me. The shadows along the tunnel walls moved. They stretched, warped. Some of them weren't mine. I swear one of them reached for me. I burst out of the tunnel, gasping, shaking. My friends were there, laughing, calling me a coward. But then, they saw my face, and the laughter stopped. One of them pointed at my arm. I looked down. There was a burn mark. A small, hand-shaped burn on my wrist. I never spoke about it again. But to this day, sometimes, when I'm alone, I hear that scream. And sometimes, I feel a cold breath against my skin.